Alright, I'm sluggish, y'all. I'm so sluggish, man. I'm trying to snap out of it. Alright, just bear with me. But I wanted to get these. I didn't want to stall y'all and then put this topic out 2 weeks later. No, it's like I did the other time. So I'm really bearing through it. You know, bear with me. Okay. Tank and Tevin. We all know the history, you know, them two going back and forth, and then the whole they posting pictures, I'm here in Philly, I'm here in Baltimore, and all this other shit. Where do I want to start with this? I think it's a lot of cop and pleas from the Mayweather team. And I know Coach Calvin very well. Coach Calvin wished me well when I was sick, all type of stuff, man. You know, Tank always, you know, what's up, boy? How you doing, man? You good? How you been? You know, since he was little kid, I remember me and Tank it was me, Tank, and Antonio. Oh, not Antonio, Tweezy, Antoine Russell. We was all up at Rosecroft waiting to get weighed in, like at the Silvers. Like, I mean, so this goes back, you know, and it ain't them. Trust me, it ain't them. And you got a lot of people who are jock riding the Mayweathers. You know, you see it on these comments, on these boxing pages, and it's pathetic to me because you got some people here that, let's really switch it for a second. Let's say same scenario. Both of them are still the same type of fighters that they are. Both of them got the same records that they are. But let's put Tank on the zone with the same undefeated, same Tyson style, all that, you know, and put Tevin with the money team. Same record and everything. People would be calling Tank a bum. Them same people that's on Tank, because calling them the next Mayweather superstar, all that other stuff, will be calling Tank a bum. They would be, or they'll say, look at Tevin, man. Look at his beautiful story. He done came up with 4 losses, and look at how he turned that corner, and yada yada yada. And man, Tank, he just strong, man. He just strong. That's all he is. He ain't even been in deep water. And Tevin go 12 rounds. You can see how fickle. Dang, I just said fecal, so it's like I'm saying they shitty, like the comments are shitty. But I get where I messed up at. But how flawed these comments are, and these so-called people who love the sport, their logic is. And if it was in reverse, they would be drooling over Tevin, calling him the new Pernell or the new Floyd or whatever the case may be, and calling the Tank just another strong. He just strong. Get someone that hit him back or he can't find. That does not make sense at all. But I think it's a lot of cop and pleas on the Mayweather team because first it was, and I think they told Tank this. I really believe that because Tank been wanting to fight. Like, Tank a dog, man. I believe they told Tank it ain't worth the risk. The reward isn't as high. And we won't make a lot of money. We can make this a big pay-per-view thing. We can make this a big pay-per-view thing because it'll be a 50-50 fight for anyone with no sense. Or, I mean, buttering them up, telling them don't take it yet. And 2, he got 4 losses. Tell him he got 4 losses and all that other stuff. Tell him he need a belt. And that's what Tank told him, man. You got 4 losses. All the champs I know was undefeated. Man, come on, man. I done heard Tank talk boxing before in the gym. And he talk about all these great champions. That he said, man, I'm going to be great like that dude, man. I'm going to be even better than him. I've heard Tank say, like, you know, and those guys had losses. Like, man, you know, in admiration. Like, when you talk boxing in the gym, I heard him say it. So, and for him to say, when I saw that clip, I'm like, that don't sound right. And then, at that time, Tevin was what? Ranked 10th? Something like that. You knew he was ascending. And then they told him, get a belt. Then he got the belt. Then you saw Tank looking like they gonna say he looked like a Cabbage Patch Kid because he blew up in between fights. But we're gonna see if he really keeps his weight down now that he isn't so spaced out. Because they said they're gonna fight him 3 more times this year. 3 more times. So you're gonna see how his weight delegate, how they delegate his weight. But they was like telling Tevin, yeah, you need a belt. And then when they saw him at the Barclays, you see Tank was like, he said, yeah, I got a belt now. I got a strap now. What's up? Yeah, I got a belt now. Like, he really on Tank, following Tank. And Tank really didn't have much to say. Tank said, all right, and just, turned and walked away. It was like they ran out of excuses almost. And it's like, man, just ignore him. Walk away. When I've seen it with two fighters make a phone call and they just say, look, this is the plan. This is what we're going to do. I've seen it. They said, this is why I didn't fight you. Because I felt like you didn't have this yet. Now you got this, so this is what we're going to do. It ain't like that with them two. They really don't like each other. They can't stand each other. Tevin feels like Tank is a flash in the pan, one-trick pony. And Tank feels like Tevin is all that until he get hit. Straight up. And that's what's going to be the dynamic of this fight. Because I feel personally, Tank hasn't been 12, but Tank has been 12 in the gym and round robins and all that other stuff. And he can dog, he can walk, and and he's been in sparring sessions where there's no time limit. And they just switch it out, put another fresh guy in there with him and keep him going. So, you start to wonder if he hits Tevin, but then you go, can he hit Tevin? Because Tevin has great vision. I remember, man, when Tevin was first coming up around here, he fought in Baltimore. You could see him and this other dude named David Warren Huffman, who beat a friend of mine named Nardo. You could see, like, they had raw talent, but they didn't have the right people backing them. And you saw that he had he had the right people take him. And when they took him, it was like, take this time off, recommit yourself. And then you started to see him turn that corner, started getting slicker. Next time I saw him, I was like, when I heard he was fighting on Fox Sports 1, he beat every contender in that, I think it was Lolo's gym. Beat every contender in that gym. The dude friend fought him on Fox Sports 1 in the main event. It was 10 rounds. He said, I'm going to fight you to revenge my friend. And he got skunked too. Like, it was brutal. I mean, that dude ain't fought since. I think he fought 2 more times and it broke that kid. Because after he lost to Tevin, he lost 2 more times and has not fought since 2015. I mean, Tevin, that was something beautiful that night. Oh my God, it was masterful. It was so masterful that night. Go back and find that tape. Good Lord. And you just knew, can he keep it going? But no one knew that he really had started locking himself in that gym. And Coach Anthony, I think I had commented something. He said, oh, nah, he's turning, he ready. And you start to wonder, as you saw that, when you saw that happen, you knew he was going to get a title shot. And now he's fighting like them dudes in the 80s. Like, you fought 4 times in 3.5 months or something like that. Something like that. And he's defending that title. And he's like, I'm not waiting on Tank. And then you have Tank, who's, now he wants to get on the road. Now he's $1 million fighter. He made $1 million this past weekend. He's $1 million fighter now. Straight up, $1 million fighter. And the whole thinking now is, let them both. He got the WBA. Tevin has the IBF. And they could just have everything revolve around them. I mean, they could just unify, just keep it towards themselves, and that will be at least a $5 million a piece fight. Easy. Easy. They could take that fight and put it on a co-main event undercard with even though I know Mayweather wouldn't do that because he wants Tank to be a main event pay-per-view fighter. But, they could really negotiate with the zone. They could easily have Anthony Joshua, one of them guys, be the main event. Man, that will draw so much money. Oh, my goodness. Just like what Floyd did. I forget what pay-per-view was. But he had Lucas Matisse, Danny Garcia as the co-main event. Everybody wanted to tune in for that. If it was, because everybody knew what was going to happen in the main event. Man, Floyd's 24/7s were more entertaining than the fights. Because you knew what was going to happen. And you knew Floyd could do more, but he ain't going to do more. If she was some of them guys, he could have stopped, in my opinion. I mean, especially with some of the contract stipulations having them dudes come in the ring weak. He could have really stopped them dudes. And he didn't do it. And I think mostly had to do with his hands. Because if you know, my uncle even told me how his hands were in the amateurs. I don't wish that shit on nobody, man. Just the little hand problems I have. Just being Gary. Like, oh my God. But this next clip, I'm going to try to get some energy to stand up and show y'all how I think the pinpoints of this fight is going to go. So, yeah, I know. Swipe.